Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a good old classic story time video where I tell a tale from my past while playing a game of Madden online. Today's specific story is going to be the time I was in college and saw my friend nearly 86 another human being over a game of pool. Now there's a lot more to it and I will explain into it, but I would also like to let the people who might be waiting on Madden ratings know that more are coming. Just taking a little break right now because I just talked about running backs like a week ago. I don't want to do it too soon. And wide receivers, I've got to figure out a way to not make that video 2 hours long because there is 800 of them. Anyway, couple of plugs as always. Don't forget to use code WW10 to save yourself a discount on any of Waggle's awesome products. And also don't forget to use code WyattzWorld at sign up on Prize Picks to guarantee yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry. But as always, please remember to play responsibly and let's get into the video. Okay, folks, so as I hop into Madden here and start telling this story, I'm gonna hit you guys with the settings and the key characters that you need to know. So again, this is back when I was in college. It was about 2018-ish, and the story takes place in Mankato State University, which if you live in Mankato or went to Mankato or have been to Mankato, if you know, you just know. The people in this story too, main characters I should say, I mean, it was me, a couple of my friends, and then one more specific friend who is gonna basically be the main character of this story, and his name was Jake. Would also like to fill you guys in on Jake's dimensions. Jake is not a small guy. He's about 6'3", 6'4", 230, 240 pounds. You know, a guy you typically wouldn't want to fuck with. So anyway, the story begins with a Friday night at some point during the college school year. See, I lived in St. Cloud. My buddy lived down in Mankato. We often would go down there because Mankato was just way more fun than St. Cloud. So every Friday when we'd get off work, we'd pack a quick bag, we'd hit the road, and we'd drive about 2.5 hours down there. And man, did we have the best routine ever, might I add. Seriously, like we'd get to Mankato about 7 o'clock, we'd play 2 games of Madden, drink about 6 beers apiece, and then we would go to the bars. It was awesome. I miss doing it. I really do. But the thing about these bars in Mankato is that they had a specific sequence that we would go to them in because all of them had different specials or different things at different times. Come on, James. Come on, James. Start off strong. Start off strong. There we go, boy. Damn, I forgot. This is way slower online. So anyway, the first bar we would always go to about every single weekend would be a bar called the Underground. It was an awesome bar. It was actually beneath a shopping mall in like downtown Mankato. I think it's still there, and it had tons of pool and darts. Now, this is not actually where the fight happened, but the reason we would go there is because aside from the pool and darts, they also had 2-for-1 drinks until 11 o'clock. Oh no. Just throw it, throw it, throw it. Ah! So anyway, after, you know, about 4 more beers at the Underground and 2 games of darts, we would hit our next bar of the night called Rounders. It was right next door. All these bars were in like a cul-de-sac almost. Also a very popular Minnesota Vikings bar when they used to practice in Mankato. Regardless, the reason we would go to Rounders was because they had this drink called the Adios Motherfucker. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a cup of straight up booze. So typically, you know, we'd spend an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in Rounders. Everybody would have at least 1 Adios. If you had 2, you were literally done. So you had to be feeling pretty risky to do that, but we'd hang out, have a couple more beers, and then finally at about 1 o'clock every night, we would go to the last stop, and that was called South Street. Mankato people, yes, fucking South Street, I know. For those who don't know what South Street is, South Street was a small bar. It wasn't big. It was actually in like a strip mall, so, you know, they didn't have that much space to begin with, and it was also right in the middle of the college town. Well, not necessarily the college town, but downtown Mankato was right by where all the college students stayed. So this place was slam packed every time you went in there. And I'm talking shoulder to shoulder. You could not walk without touching somebody. You couldn't stand without touching somebody. Like this bar fucking sucked, but it just seemed to be like the place that everyone would go to at about 1 o'clock. So we would just follow. So anyway, we all get into South Street. We wait 20 minutes for our drinks. We get our drinks and we walk to the back of the bar where there's, you know, more dartboards and a pool table. Atta boys, pick them off. So now this is where the story picks up. As we are in the back of South Street, you know, just minding fucking A. As we're in the back of South Street, just minding our own business, my friend Jake, the big guy, he gets hit from the back. Now, not very hard because it's pretty hard to move a guy that size, but hard enough for his drink to kind of spill out and for him to, you know, notice it enough and turn around and go, what the hell? Okay, well, standing behind Jake was about a 5'10" dude wearing a backwards hat without a hole in it, pushed down to his eyebrows, a flannel, and then a blue pool glove. It had flames on it. It was black and blue. So as Jake looks at him and is like, dude, what was that all about? The guy goes, watch out. And Jake's like, what are you talking about? And the guy goes, I'm playing pool. And yes, if you're wondering, wait, isn't the bar packed? Yes, it absolutely was. But this guy didn't care. He wanted to play pool. So Jake's just kind of like, all right, dude, whatever. Turns around and goes back to our conversation. So, you know, another couple minutes goes by, and then all of a sudden, Jake gets hit again. Keep in mind, for context, this guy is doing this with the back of his pool cue. He's not pushing him, but every time he's drawing his stick back, he's purposely fucking hitting it into the back of Jake. And you can see this time he kind of rolls his eyes and he turns around. He's like, dude. And this guy is like on his tippy toes trying to get in Jake's face. And he's like, I told you I'm playing pool. Jake looks around. He's like, why are you trying to play right now? This place is fucking packed. And the guy hits him with the fucking corny, there's no rules saying we can't play line, and brushes Jake off and walks by him again. Okay, so at this point, me being a very good friend of Jake and me seeing Jake kick many people's asses before, I could see what was about to happen here. And I wanted to warn the guy, you know, you kind of want to help people out, but also some lessons need to be taught. So me and the rest of my friends are all kind of looking at each other laughing, and we're waiting because we know another hit is coming. For one, this guy was looking for a fight, and for two, Jake wasn't moving. Come on, Cooks. Come on, Cooks. Atta boy. Get the first down, you piece of shit. Anyway, back to the story. A couple more minutes go by, and could you guess what happened? You guessed it. Jake gets hit again. And this was also it. That's 3 strikes. Time for you to get taken out. So we're standing on the side of the pool table, right? Come on, Josh. Jake hands his drink to me, turns around, grabs this guy, this pretty, you know, full-grown man, picks him up like a kid, and throws him over the fucking table. When I say over, I mean over, guys. He did not touch the pool table. He cleared the entire fucking thing. At this point, all you see is the guy's head raise up from the other side of the pool table, and he has a look on his face like he just made the biggest mistake he's ever made, which he probably did. I mean, if a pair of eyes could have said, oh shit, that's exactly what his said. So as he scrambles to his feet and tries to get up, Jake has already forced his way around the pool table to the other side, grabs the dude by his neck, picks him up and slams him against the wall. This guy's feet were dangling like a little child. And after a couple of seconds of doing that, I'm not embellishing here, this guy's face was turning blue. He was starting to look like a Smurf. So at that point, we have to step in because, I mean, Jake, throw the ball. Jake is going to kill this guy. So we break it up, we force him apart. This guy drops to his hands and knees, gasping at this point, gets up and scrambles to the other side of the bar. I mean, he looked like a bunny rabbit when my dogs are chasing it. Which, keep in mind, his girlfriend that he was with, she was in awe. She was standing there, she didn't say a word. So then we spend the next couple of minutes waiting because we're going to get kicked out, right? This has happened before, I had seen it before. I knew how that movie normally ended. But then probably 5 minutes go by, and Jake at this point, he's cooling off. And we turn around to look at the bartender or the bouncer to see if they're coming. There we go, James! And there was nobody in that bar that was making an effort to try and get him out of there. Dude, the bartender and the bouncer were literally staring at him like this. Like, they wanted no piece of that. They were not gonna tell him he had to leave, even though he kindly would have. I think he was expecting to get kicked out. But we were shockingly fine. However, that other guy didn't leave either. A matter of fact, he stood up next to the bar and was just staring at Jake. He wouldn't take his eyes off him. So at this point, Jake's like, I don't know what the fuck this guy is thinking. I don't know if he's gonna try and jump me. I don't know what to expect. So Jake's like, I'm gonna go talk to him. Yeah, the guy that he almost just sent into the shadow realm. He's gonna go have a conversation with now. And it probably had to have been the shortest and most hilarious conversation I have ever seen after what could have occurred. Jake walks up to him and just looks at him and he goes, what? And the fucking guy just goes, are we good, man? Like, Jake just laughed. He's like, yeah, we're okay. I completely just blew coverage here. Yeah, that's a touchdown. Have fun with it. Had no idea who I was playing as on the field. Completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, Jake just laughed, gave the guy a handshake, and just said, try not to play pool in a crowded bar again. And the guy's like, oh, okay. Like, what a lesson to be learned by that man. One, don't try and play a game of billiards in a bar that is 3,000 people over capacity. And for two, don't try and pick a fight with a guy who is 6 inches taller than you and outweighs you by 50 pounds. Come on, Kincaid! That is essentially the tale, though. I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, dude, I've seen people manhandled in my life before, especially watching professional sports for majority of it. I ain't never seen a human being picked up like that and thrown like he was a little kid. Okay, we're only down by, what, 4? That's not that bad. Since we have half a game left, I can tell another story about another friend of mine. I'm gonna code his name to Tim here because he wouldn't like me probably saying his real name. But I saw him knock someone clean out once. Yeah, we were trying to get into another college party. This was up in St. Cloud. It was like 4 of us guys, and then there was like 4 girls with us. And we were walking through the back alley of this neighborhood trying to get into a house party, and there was this huge one going on. So as we talked to the guy to see if we can get in, because every college party happens to just have some fucking douchebag sitting out there, this guy decided to tell us we couldn't go in, but the girls could. So you can imagine that didn't fare well with my buddy Tim. What Tim ended up doing was turning around and punching a mirror off a car in that alleyway. I know, that's a psycho move. And that car happened to be the bouncer's car, or the college dude that lived there and was watching over the party. That one was resolved fairly quickly. After the mirror broke off, the guy ran at Tim. They wrestled around on the ground for a little bit. Tim ended up socking this guy in the face a couple times and then said he was done and got up and started to walk away. So this dude gets up, says he's not done with Tim yet, and charges back at him, where Tim lands one of the cleanest, nastiest uppercuts I have ever seen in my existence. I can still hear the sound of this guy's teeth just smacking into each other. This was like a boxing knockout. His entire body went stiff and he just dropped to the back. Legs crossed and everything. And that's another time where I thought, you know, something bad was coming afterwards, like the entire party coming out to kick our ass and stuff. But all you could hear after the knockout was everybody on the deck go, "Oh!" And then everyone just went back to doing what they were doing. Like, it was actually really crazy. They must not have liked that guy very much. All I remember about that dude, nice, is that he had a Fox racing cap on and a chin strap beard. Something about people in Fox racing caps, I don't know what it is. They always seem to think they're tougher than they actually are, though. Dude, has anybody else's weather just gotten completely out of hand, by the way? Like, I don't mean to complain about warm weather, but Minnesota, dude, we went from 50s in wind to 80s in just dead sun. Like, we didn't have a steady ramp up. Ooh, nice move. Ooh, nice move, James. We didn't have a steady ramp up into summer. It was spring and then like July out of nowhere. Okay. Kincaid did not run his route there at all. Come on, Kincaid, get up there. Ugh. We gotta draw something up. We need a big play. Palmer? Well, that certainly wasn't a productive play now, was it? Come on in. No. He still gets 6 out of that. Like, what? There's just no way. Okay, yeah, I'm done. Well, that was certainly a Madden video, wasn't it? Wyatt just getting his shit rocked. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed those stories. I hope you guys had some fun with them, had some laughs. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please feel free to show any support because you know I appreciate any and all help. However, in the meantime, I'm going to get this whipped up so you guys can watch it on time. Like I said, keep an eye out for the other Madden ratings that'll be coming. But until then, take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next video.